Guys, what is happening in the tennis world? Because you have one opponent who is too upset that she basically lost. Then you have Ms. Osaka, who basically feels upset that there isn't enough support for her on the field.
I hope, can somebody come to the match and cheer for me, because I mean, it's...
Do understand that perhaps that could just be getting to her. And then we have the CEO millionaire who steals a hat from a child when the sportsman was about to give it to the child. And now the CEO has come to defend himself, saying that he basically was just quick enough and that you have to be quick enough to get things in life. But that doesn't mean that you should be stealing from a child, and obviously an adult is going to be more quicker than a child in regards to grabbing a hat. So much has happened in the tennis world in the past week. I don't even watch tennis like that, but I might have to if the drama is going to be like this. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video. Now, speaking of worlds, the hip-hop world right now is at a blaze with these jail calls, video calls, voice notes that have been released via Young Thug's side, and they're pretty intense because they're basically exposing a lot of stuff, and he's been accused of snitching again. Do we call him Young Thug or do we call him Wendy Williams? Because he really is running his mouth over these phone calls, and he has basically admitted to a lot. That Birdman and Thug were directly involved in getting Lil Wayne's tour bus shot up, that Drake had sex with Wayne's girlfriend whilst Wayne was in prison, that Birdman practically robbed every Cash Money artist, including Lil Wayne, and that Lil Wayne sold Young Money's masters. So it seemed to be a lot. Not only that, but Young Thug is admitting that he claims that he brought Gunna's #1 spot over the weekend in new audio, and that he spent $50,000 on fake streams for Gunna's 2022 album DS Forever in its debut week to help it reach #1 over the weekend's album. The paid for #1 allegation was mentioned when Thug revealed that Gunna was looking for a new record label seeking a $20 million. In the 5-minute audio, Thug revealed, "When he did his 2-album deal with me, Cash called me one day, like, hey, what y'all doing with Gunna? Who's speaking of them?" I'm like, oh no, he tried to get a signed deal. Well, we can sign it. He demanded, he wanted, 20 million. So I told him, like, whatever you want, I'm going to give it to you. The money, whatever you want. Just on some Weed Brother shit. Like, I know you can't go nowhere in this world and getting a 20 million check from no label. You're not doing numbers like that. You all right, but you ain't doing it like that, Like the #1 album you just had right now, I paid for you to have that #1 album. Wow. You didn't honestly earn a #1 album over the weekend, my boy. I paid for that shit. Never said anything to him. I never told him that, because I got it. So these phone calls have basically been, released, and they do confirm that artists now have just been buying fake streams. So this is echoing what Nicki Minaj was saying a couple of years ago. And also when you look at a certain artist like Doechii, who's been planted everywhere, suddenly wins Grammys and she has these songs, and then when she does concerts, some people can't even recall them. It does make you wonder, was this person bought by somebody above her? I'm not saying it by fact, but I'm saying that it could be used as an example, or there could be multiple other artists out there who suddenly get these #1s, these albums, they get the awards shows, all love them. Executives are buying up streams is basically what this is confirming, because if Young Thug can do something like this, then it definitely confirms that anybody else basically can as well. Very messy, guys. Very messy indeed. There's even more allegations in regards to this, and how basically, without telling Lil Baby, a deal was made with Scooter Braun in regards to, selling certain stuff of his. So that in itself has pissed off Lil Baby, and once again, Scooter Braun is being placed in these conversations. This is the same man who was the manager of Justin Bieber for a very long time. Justin and him fell out because of Scooter's fraudulent ways, and Scooter has same issues with Taylor Swift, and Scooter had some kind of issues with Ariana as well. And yet here he is doing mischievous dealings behind the scenes, behind an artist's permission. So once again, that man is being brought into this, and that's why I wanted to make this story today in this video, because it goes to show you that Justin Bieber was right moving away from him, unfollowing him, and just completely disassociating from that man. I think he was one of the first few people to do so, because that man is like a cockroach who jumps on you or lives around you and is basically taken from you 24/7, and sometimes you might not even know it. And that's basically what this music industry is about. So once again, he's basically being exposed, guys, for his fraudulent ways, and Young Thug's being dragged into this, and he's refusing to be acknowledged as a snitch, which is what everybody is saying that he is. And so these calls that are being released, my other question is, who is releasing this stuff? Who is behind the scenes? What is the source of this information? Because somebody had to tap into that jail system, collect that phone call, and send it to somebody to release it on Twitter. Young Thug's got some enemies behind the scenes. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, guys, but now Jay-Z basically, guys, is capitalizing on the imaginary player's success with a music video re-release on YouTube. I genuinely believe that he gave Cardi B permission to use his song so that people could come back to his, because he probably heard Cardi B's version and was like, this is not good, but I'm going to give you the release anyways, because it's going to bring traction for Cardi, but ultimately it's going to bring traction for me. And so I think, it is an interesting marketing move to give younger artists permission to play your sounds, because at the end of the day, these new fans are going to go back to where the sound originated from. And now Jay-Z is basically getting some success, so much so that he's re-released a video on YouTube of the song for new fans to listen to. That wouldn't happen had he not given it to Cardi. That also wouldn't have happened if Cardi's version wasn't trash, which I believe he knew it was, and he set her up in some kind of way unintentionally. I don't think he's doing it in a bad way, but he probably heard the Cardi's version, knew that it was shit, and was like, yeah, release it, because they're going to come back to mine anyways. And I believe the plan worked completely. Now the deal is sealed on Jay-Z and Beyonce's holiday away from home, or new home and no longer holiday, whatever you want to call it, in the Cotswold in the UK, where they will be residing. It's all been confirmed now that ink's been on the dotted line. It's being reported by various articles. A 58 acre of land to build countryside getaways in Cotswold in the United Kingdom is where they're basically going to be living. Now of course they have homes everywhere, but the real reason it's been revealed is because the wildfires have given them a good reason to look outside of LA to build new bases. They will always be based in LA, but the UK is on the agenda. Beyonce loves the UK, but also they want to get away from the wildfires, and for the fact that they don't want to face these problems ever again. So that is the real reason for why they're going to the Cotswold, the UK, because of what happened with the fires and all of the issues it caused and the houses that burned it down. Okay, yeah, if that's what people want to believe, that's what people want to believe. There's plenty of places for them to buy to avoid the wildfires. Maybe they just want to buy it for the sake of the fact that they want to buy it. I don't know. But Wendy Williams, guys, is speaking, and she doesn't want to return as a TV host. She's saying this herself: I don't want to be sitting on that purple chair anymore. But she wants to go on a speaking tour to expose the abusive guardianship system. Sources tell Page 6 that Wendy Williams has no interest in returning, but Williams' power attorney Joe Tacopina said Williams has spoken to him about wanting to expose what she sees as an abusive system. What she said to me more than once is, Joe, I wish I weren't in this scenario, but if someone is going to be in this scenario, better be me with a platform so I can expose this complete system. And that she wants to go on this tour. She wants to basically do a tour around the United States, and it's an idea. She wants to also do panels and help facilitate it and talk about how to protect families from guardianships. So this is interesting. I guess this is a tour with a purpose. She is somebody who's going through all of this, and I do want her to get out of this toxic guardianship. She doesn't want to be a TV host anymore. She's over it. And I think at this point, after everything she's been through, I would be over it too. So I don't see her returning, unfortunately, but maybe a YouTube channel, maybe a new radio show, something where we can just hear Wendy talking about what's going on in the world, because I think that the world was a better place when she was. Let me know what thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and give this video a thumbs up. Send a tip if you guys wish to. It goes a long way. Subscribe. It's just one click. That's all you guys have to do, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.